Before we dive into the mental game, can you introduce yourself and tell me a bit about your journey throughout the game of golf?
Sure. My name is John Salerno. Been a golf professional now 33 years. My journey started way back in the day. Started like everybody else does in the cart barn, running around with carts and things, and went to college. Played tennis in college, oddly enough, but worked at a country club all through high school and college, and turned my passion of golf into a career. Started like everybody else does, an assistant somewhere, worked my way through the ranks and become Class A member of the PGA in 1993. Yes, I'm old.
All right. What's a common mental barrier you see in golfers from high school to the pros?
Mental barriers, expectations. I think that every golfer that I've taught over the years, whether they're professional or not, sometimes expectations are overstated or understated, whether way you look at it. Expectations, if you keep your expectations a little more reasonable or reachable, so the career seems to go a little bit easier for most amateurs and professionals.
Absolutely. How important is confidence, and how can you go about building it?
Confidence is a good one. Confidence is about preparation and practice. If you're not prepared, usually your confidence is not there. Jim March was a guy that we had PGA school, and his phrase was, if you're what the hell did he say? If you prepare to plan, you plan to fail. So preparation is absolutely everything, whether it's mental or physical. The game has changed. You see the guys on tour and the stress levels and the money levels really has changed the game a little bit. So the preparation is even more important than most anything else, really.
What was it? If you prepare,
if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Jim Arch was a public speaker. We had a PGA School 1 way back in the day when I started my PGA career. So it always stuck with me. Always had, his other big thing was write your goals down, put it on a little piece of paper, leave it in your wallet, and refer to those goals every now and again, whether it's you want to drive a Porsche or you want to play the PGA Tour. Those little things in your wallet, in constant reminders of what you want to achieve in life, whether it's personal or professional.
That's good. How important is it to have patience throughout the game, whether it's like during a round or just building your own skill? Patience
is a tough one again. That's a tough game. Patience is how you mature in the game. You look at Augusta this week, and all the first timers that are there. Patience, especially at Augusta National, will be their only way to get around the golf course. You can't really force a golf round. You have to let the round come to you. And patience, sometimes the nerves get in there, and you don't have too many patience, or you don't have as much patience as you'd like to get through a round of golf.
If you could go back and specifically coach your younger self, what advice would you give?
Oof, good one. My younger self playing golf. I probably would have taken it a little more seriously. I enjoyed the game, so I took it as a sport versus a career. Since I became a career, I got more serious about playing. I was an athlete in high school and college, so I kind of took my talent for granted. So looking back at my high school or college career after college, would have taken my game a little more seriously. Always a good player. Never really reached my potential. Kind of more fun with it than I did taking it as a career. But now, taking it as a career, I get pretty serious about playing.
Some people say they're a scratch range golfer. How can players take what they do on the range and translate it onto the course?
A lot of range rats are very good on the range. The range, there's no obstacles on the drive range typically. There's no water hazards right or left. There's no trees on the right or left. It's preparation, again, getting back to your original question, get it prepared to just pick your lines, trust that you're set up properly, and swing the club. Don't try to manipulate the golf club. Once you're set up, really nothing you can do in swing to change where the ball's going to go. Again, it's all about preparation, picking your sight lines, and getting rid of the distractions, whether it's other people you're playing with or the golf course itself.
What's the importance of a pre-shot routine?
Pre-shot routine for me is to calm down. You go through all your checkpoints. For me, I go through all my checkpoints in terms of what I'm thinking of, how to pull the trigger. And that's all the preparation. Because once you stand over the golf ball, you got a second and a half to pull the trigger, and not a lot of time to think. The more you think over the golf ball, it's probably the only thing you're going to achieve in your swing, whether you're worried about where your club is in the top of the swing or through impact or whatever. That's usually what you only achieve. So I get all that done behind the golf ball once I step in the golf ball, it's go time.
A lot of young golfers struggle with playing in front of a crowd or high competition. What's one way you go about handling that pressure?
Just experience, I think. I think for you young guys such as yourself, play in everything, whether it's a club event where you play or a public facility. Play with anybody and everybody. Don't be embarrassed, or play with the ladies, the men. So you get comfortable playing with people. Again, preparation's everything. But that's about all. I mean, you just got to get prepared and, don't be afraid to play with anybody,
right.
Typically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're good.
What's the importance of visualization in golf?
I visualize every shot. Jack Nicklaus once said he never missed a putt, and he was talking about mentally and physically and looking at his shot and always seeing the ball go in. I play a draw or a hook, if you will, so I visualize that every time before I pull the trigger. Is that even if it calls for a fade, I can't fade the ball. My fade goes right to left about 3 yards. So I'm always visualizing the line where I can put the ball on where I want it to land. So visualizing everything is, for me, very important when I play.
Absolutely. Who's the most mentally tough golfer you've watched, played with, or taught, and what made them special?
Well, watched and play a million rounds up close and on TV. You got to go to Tiger Woods. I mean, Tiger set the bar mentally. All the guys on tour play very much the same, ball strike and that kind of thing. His mental toughness was more than I've ever seen just about any sport. I'll bring Michael Jordan into that too, but incredibly strong mentally. You have to talk about Tiger and talk about mental. He's the only guy that's had the career that he's had. That in my era anyway. Watched Jack younger, but I think if you look at Tiger and his mental side of his golf game, his tenacity is matched by nobody.
Yeah.
So,
if you had to give one piece of advice to golfers struggling with the mental side of the game or confidence, what would it be?
Seek help. There's a lot of things going on nowadays with swing coaches, mental coaches, physical coaches, personal trainers. Seek help. There's people are afraid to go talk to somebody on the mental side. Go talk to somebody about it. You know that I teach a couple of young tour players, and they both have mental coaches. There's nothing wrong with embracing it. If you embrace it, you get over it. The biggest hump or hurdle is to get it mentally through a round of golf.
I just wanted to expand on that question before about where you answered Tiger. Is there anyone you played with or taught, like up close personally?
Well, currently, John Vanderland's been one of my younger students. He's now 28 years old. Started teaching and coaching him since he's 11, along with his dad. He's now in his third year of full Corn Ferry Tours, making money, playing. Hasn't won yet. He's close. Here again, he's one of those guys that was at the level, and he now added on a mental coach as well this year just to help him get over the hump. Struggled. He had a 5-shot lead down to the Bahamas and lost that lead on Sunday, not to win. So that's all plays in that mental part of the game. I think that, I think Johnny would be one of the guys that stands out that I played a lot of rounds of golf with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem, Colton. Glad to do it.